All right, on today's episode of Python Papi, we're back inside our TensorFlow course, and we're still doing our malaria augmentation TF image caress layers module. Let's have a look at what we went over today. Now, yesterday, if you recall, we were just writing down methods and functions, just lining them up and getting them ready to be used when we readjust our data. And today was more of the same. We really didn't implement any code, like I said, because I didn't want to change anything that we previously did and possibly affect everything that we done after. So I'm just going to go ahead and note take and make sure I store everything properly. So when we do get a fresh trained data set, we can actually try these methods and functions out on. But today we did come across something interesting. We implemented a new method here, the TF image central crop. Now it was just like the rest of them, but something was different about this one because we had to create a whole different process to actually implement this particular method here. And to do that, we had to do something like we did with the how we actually altered our train data set, where we had to use a map to actually augment the well, not augment the size, but we let me just show you what we're talking about here. So we did it way up here. So as you can see here, this is the way we use our. This is how we altered our training data set. We resized and rescaled it, but then right under that we augmented. We're going to augment our images. You can see here we're going to do the image equals TF image dot rotate 90, image equals TF dot adjust saturation, image equals TF image dot flip left to right. So to do that central crop, he actually had us come way back up here and implement these augmentation parameters and details to actually get that going. So I'm wondering if we can actually run it now and maybe possibly at least have that one method come to life for us, as opposed to just having to write it down and not be able to use any of them. So I'm interested to see if this actually changes anything by initializing this augment method here. As you can see, we define augment. We're going to augment the image and the label, and these are the parameters. Well, not the parameters, but these are the functions that we're going to actually implement inside that method here. You can see here the tf.image, tf.adjust, tf.image, the saturation, the rotate, and the flip left and right. So I'm interested to see what happens if I run this. Will it now bring our method to life here? See, the last one we implemented for the day was the augmented image equals tf.image central crop, original image 0.3. So yeah, I'm gonna run this overnight, and hopefully it picks that one up. And if it does, I'll try to backtrack and see if we can get the other images somehow implemented, because we now have a defined augment method at the top of our code now, right underneath where we augmented our training data. So yeah, I'm interested to see that. So that's what I did on one, and also I told you that I was going to attempt to get our GPU or get our CPU switched over to our GPU in our Jupyter notebook. So I started the process of doing that. I came over here to the Indicator Navigator, and as you can see here, I had to install the TensorFlow GPU. That took a really long time, but it's finally downloaded and installed. Now I'm just going to go ahead and have to go over the steps and see how it actually gets initialized into our Jupyter notebook and make sure everything is running good with that. Now, with that being said, we should have access to a lot more storage space so we can download these large packages and these large data sets that we didn't have access to before using the VS Code. So yeah, I'm interested to see how that goes. Like I said, I'm going to finish the process and see how we actually implement the GPU version of the Jupyter notebook and have access to it now that we have it installed. But of course, I will keep you posted every step of the way. But for now, it's the Python Poppy. You guys stay Gucci.